Hi, cat. Come and get some mango, baby.
One, two, 1, 2, 3. Self-awareness is a superpower. My name is KathyLaDonna. Welcome to Soul and Vibration. I hope the free thinkers are doing well. And if you're not doing well, I'm happy to remind you that you are the most powerful person that you know. You are the most powerful person that you know because only you can create your reality. Hey guys, today is Thursday, May 9th, and the energies in the day adds up or reduced to number 4 vibration. If today is your birthday, happy birthday. So when it comes to the spirit animal that is inspiring our day, we have a message from the Cobra energy. And the way the Cobra energy came out in the reversal position, that's something I'll take into consideration as I look at the energy of the Cobra. So when I think of the Cobra energy, I think of the root chakra. I also think of like the rising of the Kundalini energy and how that has to do with like, I think of like waking up to another level of like, it's like a rebirth. And I feel like a rebirth could be as simple as gaining a new perspective, seeing something different. Because once we see things differently, energetically things shift after that. Our world shift based on our perspective and how we're seeing things. And with the Cobra energy coming out in the reversal position, to me it felt like having a hard time rising. When I think of the Kundalini aspect of the Cobra, I also think of how they're known for shedding skin. So to me, it also felt like having a hard time leaving something in the past, having a hard time releasing something, having a hard time walking away from something. And I feel like all of that probably stems from the root aspect. I think of the color red, how it deals with the root chakra. And yeah, my attention is going to like the root chakra and the whole the whole Kundalini rising energy. And it's like a snake rising from the root, from the spine, all the way up into the third eye. And for me, it's almost like a connecting of the chakra system. It's like everything comes online at the same time. And with the way this energy came out, it brings me to restricting, holding back, and the fact that the red, my attention is going to the red, and the red ties into the root chakra. The root chakra brings me to security, feeling secure, feeling safe, and that ties into today's energy. And today's energy adds up and reduced to number 4 vibration, and the number 4 ties into Uranian energy, and Uranian energy is futuristic energy. It's energy that deals with sudden and unexpected changes because in order for us to move forward towards the future, we will have to pretty much rebel against what is to a certain extent in order to be innovative. And sometimes it'll appear that things happen suddenly when it wasn't sudden and unexpected as we think. We were just focusing on one thing. So it's almost like, I'm sitting here and I'm looking over there and then something happens behind me. To me, it feels sudden and unexpected because my attention was focused on something else. But when I think about the buildup of things, they're not as sudden and unexpected as we think. And when I think of the Cobra energy in the reversal position, it's like having a hard time turning a new leaf, having a hard time turning a new page with something. And Jupiter energy is amplifying the energies within the day, whatever they are. I think of how, we're in the month of May, and the month of May is the 5th month, and the number 5 is very similar to Uranian energy that deals with sudden and unexpected changes, where the number 4 is connected to Uranian energy, but 4 deals with security and stability. And then there's a number 5. And I feel like whenever the foundation isn't secure, then it'll appear that, this sudden thing happened that broke through. when today is a kind of day that forces us to be honest about how secure we are when it comes to a thing. How secure are you in your relationship? How secure are you in your friendship? How secure are you with your finances? How secure are you with your mental health? Different things will come up today, and it comes down to how secure are you exactly. So when things come up and we experience discomfort, for me, discomfort is a signal for change. So it's an opportunity for us to dive deeper and see how we could implement change in a certain area by bringing more attention to it. And one of my favorite sayings that I say all the time is, pain is a bookmark that holds space for our transformation. So whenever something is painful, like it's an opportunity for us to dive deeper and get to know intimate parts of ourselves that we've neglected at some point for whatever reason. Today is the 9th, and the number 9 is an energy that also is a change agent type of energy. But when the number 9 is operating from a lower frequency, this is where we are fearful of change. This is when we go along to get along. This is when we avoid rocking the boat. We become a chameleon because we don't want to be rejected. We don't want to be outcasted. And I can see how that could be terrifying because, I think of in the past until this moment, how we survived as a group, as a community, and how as humans we need each other. And with technology and the way things are, it's created opportunities for us to isolate ourselves to a certain extent. But if we're being honest, we need each other. And the moon, Jupiter is the ruler of the day, and Jupiter is in Taurus at 26 degrees. And the moon is in Gemini. The moon deals with our inner world, our inner conversations, how we're speaking to ourselves. For the simple fact that Jupiter is the ruler of the day and Jupiter is in Taurus, security and stability. Stability is a factor. And when I think of the number 4 energy, it would kind of remind me of Taurus energy, that fixed, secure, feminine energy. Taurus is a feminine sign, and the number 4 is a feminine number because it's an even number. And when I say feminine, I mean it's introspective. But with the day adding up or reducing to the number 4 energy is one where we feel so safe and secure in a sense of familiarity, just like the number 9 and the day being the 9th, to the point that we will allow ourselves to become comfortable in a situation, even though we become like we grow this, we're able to tolerate discomfort to a certain extent, and very similar to Taurus energy, and all of that is out of fear of change. But the moon is in Gemini, and with the moon in Gemini, our inner world is in a place where we're curious, we want to get out, we want to socialize, we want to connect. And Gemini is an energy that also deals with familiarity, where Gemini deals with our siblings, our family members, it deals with our local community, or even, I think, at our workplace, the people that we see every day, to where it's like they become family to a certain extent because we see them every day. So when I think of the energies in today, like the day being the 9th and the energies in the day adding up and reducing to number 4 vibration, all of those energies remind me of safe, feeling safe, wanting to feel safe. So ask yourself today, are you playing safe about something? Are things coming up in your life that's irritating you today, frustrating you, or annoying you, and really pushing you to make change, but out of the sake of wanting to feel safe because something is familiar, you pretty much experience like what I would call like a dark night of the soul type of experience. And for me, a dark night of the soul experience is, and I go deeper on this on my podcast, and after this video, if you've never checked out my podcast, I need to start creating new ones, but the link for my podcast is in the description box below. And I speak about like the dark night of the soul and go deeper into it as far as my views. But for me, the dark night of the soul is when there's a battle within us, when the heart wants change because the heart knows best. When the heart wants change, but the mind, Mercury, which is connected to Gemini energy, is so familiar with the way how things are supposed to be based on the way how things was, or the way how it was programmed to see the world. And we've all been programmed to see the world, and interact with the world the way that we do. And it is as we mature, we learn to unlearn what no longer works for us. Even the way how we respond to fear. We were told, this is fearful, this is scary. So we respond to it based on how we was told. So, think about things that aren't scary and aren't bad for us, but we were conditioned to see it that way. So we naturally approach it with a block, causing ourselves to have a limited view and experience when it comes to life. I look at how the moon in Gemini is squaring Saturn and Pisces, and Saturn energy deals with time alone. And with the way the moon is aspecting Gemini, the way the moon in Gemini is aspecting Saturn and Pisces, the last thing that we want to feel is time alone. But I look at how Neptune conjuncts Mars to a certain extent. Mars is in Aries, and with Mars in Aries, Mars just wants to get out and do something. It just wants to go and play. So with it with Mars conjunct Neptune, positively aspecting the moon, this brings me to the vibe of, how, and everybody might not know, but like say someone who might smoke weed or whatever, and you have some people that you chill and you smoke with. But if you were to stop smoking weed, you would never chill with them because that's the only thing y'all got in common. Or maybe say the group that get together and you go to brunch, and when you go to brunch, you get everybody drinks. So because everybody's under the influence, it's fun because no one is present. Everyone is under a shield or under an influence, under a coat, have some kind of a buffer. Everyone is medicated in order to be in the presence of each other. And it could be with a literal substance, or even medicate off of the idea of it meaning something to associate yourself with certain group. So when I think of Mars conjunct Neptune and that positively aspecting the moon in Gemini, I think of like wanting to be social today, to the point that the Neptune energy is like the substance. It's the form of escape that creates that buffer to where we can be in places and in the presence of people we truly don't want to be in the presence of. But that Neptune energy is like that. It's the weed, it's the alcohol, or it's the euphoria of imagination as we project onto a thing and make it palatable enough to be in the presence of it. But the way how the Cobra energy came out is just clear that it's time for a change. But with this energy, we're able to tell ourselves another story and exist in a situation where we are not happy, but at the same time we've gotten so used to existing in a state of unhappiness. It's like it becomes natural. I think of like Jupiter, the ruler of the day, and Taurus energy, and it's like, I hate the job, but the benefits are good. I hate this relationship, but I've known them my whole life, and what am I going to do without them? Even though you don't need them for anything, but I've known them forever. Or they're connected to this, that, or the next, or their family knows this, that, or the next, or, some kind of a false sense of security when it comes to holding on to something. And when it comes to the tarot, we have the 3 of Wands in the reversal position. So it's like, what are you waiting for? In the upright position, this person has planted some seeds or made some investments, and they're waiting for a return on their investments. In the reversal position, to me, it's like, I made an investment and it was a bad investment, so there's nothing to look forward to. Like, what am I waiting on exactly? And that kind of remind me of how the Cobra card came out in the reversal position, bringing me to the thought of, avoiding change, restricting change. It's like the more we wait and hold on to a situation because it's familiar, because it's safe, it's like the more we're delaying progress. And to me, when I say progress, is the experiences that you want to create for yourself. So when I look at the energies in today, things come up around security and stability, but I get the feeling that, for some of us, we might be operating in the lower frequency of the number 9 and the number 4 vibration, because the number 9 will stay. The number 9 reminds me of the saying where I would hear people say, stick to the evil that you know. Evil is evil. But because I know that evil, A person might think it's better to stick to it because at least I know them, but I don't know them. Take your chances. Evil is evil. Better you take your chance on your own. And the number 4 is very similar in that sense where, you know, the number 4 is the type of energy that will sink with the ship. When a person strongly associated with the number 4 is in a relationship, more than likely they're the one that got left in the relationship. It doesn't have to be always if you got other placements in your chart that will encourage independence, but the number 4 will commit till death, not because, oh, I'm so loyal and committed. It's just that I don't know what's outside of this, so I'll take my chances here, even if I am miserable and it's making me ill. You know, that's the lower frequency of the number 4. So when I think of the energies in today, because of a fear for change, with the month being the 5th month, the number 5 energy from May, this is where we might escape reality in order to cope with the reality that we don't want to be in. So it's like, I don't want to be here. I don't want this, but I'm afraid to go out there. So let me eat for some comfort. Let me take a drink for some comfort. Let me binge on a show for some comfort. Let me just escape my reality for some comfort. And whenever I think of that Neptunian energy of escaping reality, it always brings me back to skipping school and how when you skip school, at some point it catches up with you. So it's like when we skip out on life as adults, you know, and life is this big classroom. So when we skip out on life as adults, it eventually catches up to us. You know, you could only skip for so long. And then, you know, I think back in the day, skipping school, like when, you know, it catches up to you and you still have to deal with what you have to do in class that day. And now you got extra work piled up because you missed the day. You know, so when it comes to the energies in today, it's like, what are you avoiding? What are you running from? What are you telling yourself stories about to justify avoiding what's piling up on you? Because, you know, it won't go away. It'll just keep adding up. Such a pleasure sharing this message with you. Hey guys, I want to share with you 7 benefits of getting a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session. The first one is understanding your internal programming. The second one is becoming more clear about your purpose and passion. The third is setting goals for success. The fourth is awareness of strength and areas of improvement. And the fourth one was foundational for me because whenever you're aware of your weaknesses, no one can use them against you. And when you're aware of your strengths, that makes you unstoppable. And that is why I say self-awareness is a superpower. The 5th benefit is removing obstacles. We first have to become aware of a thing in order to remove it in the first place. The 6th benefit is understanding relationship dynamics. We don't have to change the people in our lives. We have to become aware of ourselves and start from there, and everything changes. And the 7th benefit is upcoming transits, if that's something that you would like to look into because you're planning for something or you just want to be aware. So if you're interested in booking a numerology natal chart awareness coaching session or learning more about it, the link to book or the link to send me an email for questions are both within the description box below. If you'd like to check out my Patreon where I share exclusive content, the link to check out what's happening on Patreon is in the description box below. Please let me know you're here with me by dropping me a green heart in the comment box below. I would love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Love yourself as if your life depended on it, because it does. Take care of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.